Look, if you're hitting the end of your workday and you're just totally wiped out, let me tell you a little secret. It's actually not because you aren't working hard enough, it's because your systems are broken. You've probably been downloading literally every new AI app that pops up on your feed, treating them like these little magic wands. But right now, you aren't an operator, you're just a collector. So I'm stepping in today. Think of me as your personal efficiency consultant. We're going to audit that chaotic, disconnected tech stack of yours, and we're going to build a truly seamless productivity system. It's time to stop treating AI like a shiny novelty and start treating it like the actual infrastructure of your business. Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start off by auditing your broken workflow. Then we'll get into why orchestration totally beats tool collection and how to route tasks to specialist models. After that, we'll actually build your decision engine, explore connecting the whole Google ecosystem, and finally, lock in your brand new AI operations. Let's get into it. Section 1, auditing your broken workflow and diagnosing the bottlenecks. I want you to stop for a second and just honestly answer this question. What manual task are you still doing? Really think about your daily friction. Like, are you spending 45 minutes tumbling down Google rabbit holes for competitor analysis? Or maybe you're manually copying and pasting client data from an email over to a spreadsheet and then into your CRM? Because look, if AI can do that job, you are wasting the absolute most valuable resource you have, your time. The people getting ahead right now aren't just grinding harder, they're working with better tools. See, the exact problem most small businesses are facing today is what I call the broken workflow. It looks like this. You open ChatGPT to write an email, switch tabs over to Midjourney for an image, copy that text, paste it into a Word doc, format the whole thing manually. It's exhausting. You suffer from massive tab fatigue. And the nightmare scenario here is that jumping between all these isolated apps is actually wasting more time than the AI is saving you. Now, let's contrast that with the optimized setup. We're talking one unified workspace, API connections, automated routing. You just type what you want and the data flows automatically from the brain right through the tool straight to the final output. Which brings us to Section 2, orchestration over tool collection, moving from apps to systems. So what do we mean by orchestration? Well, it's essentially the strategic connection of specialized AI tools to eliminate repetitive manual workflows and fully automate your data flows. Listen, the bottleneck for modern teams, it's not human skill anymore. It's orchestration. A founder who's using ChatGPT plus Notion plus Zapier, they aren't just using AI. They are orchestrating a system that completely compresses production cycles. The goal here isn't to play around with 100 different tools, it's to go incredibly deep on just a few and connect them flawlessly. All right, Section 3, the specialist model routing, finding the right tool for the right job. I really want you to think of this framework as your ultimate cheat sheet. Because let's be real, most people just blindly fire up ChatGPT for everything, right? But the top-tier operators, they route their tasks. Let's map this out. You want to use ChatGPT for speed, quick drafts, general brainstorming, perfect for that. But if you need deep reasoning, like analyzing a dense 90-page legal document or writing complex code, route that straight to Claude. Its context depth and accuracy are just unmatched. Now, if you basically live inside Google Docs and Sheets, use Gemini. It's built natively for that exact workspace. And what about deep dives, competitor analysis, or fact-checking? Please stop Googling. Route it to Perplexity for real-time web search with actual, reliable citations. It's all about matching the task to the AI's core strength. Moving on to Section 4, building your decision engine and automating the execution. Okay, I want you to visualize your workflow as 3 interconnected nodes that basically build a high-output neural network for your business. First up is the brain. This is where you use something like Claude or Notion AI to do the really heavy thinking, the reasoning, the high-level strategy. Second, we have the automation connectors. You plug that brain into Zapier, which acts as the nervous system, seamlessly connecting over 7,000 different apps. And finally, the output execution. Zapier routes that strategy to a tool like Replit to instantly spin up a client portal, or maybe to Gamma to automatically generate a totally polished slide deck in like 60 seconds. The data just flows seamlessly. You aren't doing the manual labor anymore, you just act as the director. And to show you exactly how deep this orchestration goes, let's take a look at how you can set up Claude so it literally works while you sleep. Most people, they stop at step 1, the basic chat. But just look at this progression. You need to be using projects to drop in your documents so Claude actually remembers your specific client context. Then, set up skills. You write out your tone and formatting rules once so you literally never have to explain yourself again. Next, enable connectors to link it directly to your Google Drive. Then, use artifacts to generate finished, totally editable deliverables right there in the window, not just rough drafts. And finally, set up a co-work folder so Claude knows exactly who you are and how you operate. Honestly, the gap between average users and power users, it isn't talent, it's this exact setup right here. Which takes us to Section 5, connecting the Google ecosystem, building a native stack. While everyone out there is arguing over which single AI chatbot is the best, Google has quietly released an entire stack of free tools designed to act as modular code blocks for your business. Just consider these native options. You've got Notebook LM, which turns your massive PDFs into a private Genius research assistant. You have VO 3.1 for generating high-quality video clips. Gemini Live for hands-free voice-based brainstorming. Gems, where you can easily build reusable mini-agents for your recurring tasks. Then there's Imagen 3 for ultra-realistic visuals, and Firebase to handle all your back-end data. Orchestrating these specific tools together, that can easily save a small team up to 11 hours of operational and meeting work every single week. Let me give you a really tangible proof of work for this Google Loop. Stop scribbling notes during calls. Just upload last week's meeting audio directly into Notebook LM. Next, build a custom gem that takes that exact summary and automatically drafts tailored follow-up emails for your entire team. Then, jump on your phone with Gemini Live and literally voice chat to stress test the project plan while you're walking down the street to grab a coffee. Finally, type a quick prompt into Imagen to generate the ad visuals for that very campaign. Zero manual friction. The data streams perfectly from one end of the Google ecosystem to the other. And finally, Section 6, your new AI operations and scaling your output. I really want you to burn this quote into your memory. Tools don't create leverage. Skillful application does. Literally anyone can open an AI app, but very, very few know how to integrate AI into their workflows, validate the outputs, and maintain that crucial human judgment. Over the next 3 years, the market isn't going to reward people who just know about AI. It is going to heavily reward the operators who master the interconnected workflow. AI is not replacing jobs, it's replacing inefficiency. So I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. What system will you upgrade today? Look, you've got the roadmap now. You know exactly how to route to specialist models, you know how to build a decision engine, and you know how to leverage native ecosystems. Stop downloading random apps. Block out 2 hours this week and just fix your broken workflow. Thanks so much for joining me on the Sixplaner, and I will see you next time.